Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of 12 Weeks of Christmas. We are on week 8. I have another card to show you. And this card came about because I am doing a tag workshop, a Christmas tag workshop. And they're behind me here, the tags that we're going to make at the workshop. And this got me thinking about what you could do with tags if you didn't need them for a gift, but you could attach them to a card. So that's where my idea came from. So let's go down to my desk, and I've got some things to share with you about paper pumpkin. All right, down we go to my desk. Okay, you can see on my desk I have the paper pumpkin flyers. This is the new paper pumpkin that you can subscribe to up until December 10th. It is called Notes from the Heart, so it is not a Christmas kit. It will be something different. I've heard that it's got all kinds of sentiments in it. Birthday, congratulations, thank you, that kind of thing. Looks like there's some nice embellishments, and there is some vellum leaves, which is pretty. So that's the paper pumpkin kit, and it coordinates with these dies. So this is the die that coordinates with that particular kit in December. It looks like a fern leaf, and if you were ordering the dies, they're $16.50, and the number is 165639. All right, and those are just while they have them in stock. I think they still have them, so that's all good. So that's paper pumpkin, and I mentioned my tag workshop that's running November the 30th. So this is what prompted me to make this particular card, because some of my customers said, well, I don't really use tags, or I don't want to make tags. Well, we can do something else with our tags. So this is the card. Today we're using pecan pie, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. That's our card base, and it will stand like a tent, fold like that. My DSP is for my conic celebrations, and I'm going to use the trees. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. I also have a 1/2 inch strip by 5 1/2. Because of the pattern, I'm going to put it in the inside of my card, running down the side like this. Okay, that's my thought anyway. You will need a white piece for your inside. Mine is 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and I've already stamped it. Today I'm using Sophisticated Sled. Sorry for the glare. Sophisticated Sled and Greetings of the Season. So I already stamped my inside from Sophisticated Sled that says, let's decorate the season with happiness. So that's my inside. And the outside, you're going to need a piece of white, and I use the tags from Greetings of the Season. I use this largest tag shape, this one, and I cut it out, and then I ran it through the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. So hence the tag. All right, you're also going to need, for your greeting on the outside, I used also from Greetings of the Season, the oval die, and I cut it out already, and I've stamped it from Greetings of the Season. So that's for the outside. And then by using the Sophisticated Sled, I've made my sled, and I used pecan pie for the frame of the sled and Country Woods paper. There's lots of choices of the Country Woods paper to use for the wooden sled. So I've got that. And also from here, out of the dies, I cut 2 of the greenery. Sorry, they're caught together here. 1 out of Mossy Meadow and 1 out of Old Olive. And I also made the skates. So the skates are done with basic white, a little bit of silver foil, and the laces are white. And then I stamped this image on white paper with pecan pie. All I really want is the laces. So if you turn it over, you can see I've just cut the boots off, because the boots also stamp, but I don't need them. I just want to have something to attach my skates to. So that goes there. And I'm also using a bow from the gold and silver trim combo pack, this one. So I just tied a silver bow with it. All right, so those are all the pieces that we need and all the different things that I'm using. So I will put this all to the side, and we will start to get ready. Now, I will show you what I mean by this came about by making tags. If I was using this as a tag and I was putting this on here, let's assemble that and I'll show you what I mean, how this all came about in my head. All right, I am going to just use my Tombow liquid glue and glue the sled right on here. Now, when you're gluing your sled, if you turn it over, you can see it's got crossbars, and you can just put your glue across on the crossbars and a little bit up top. And I'm going to, because I'm not using this as a tag, I am going to, sorry, that's a lot of glue there, put it right over the hole here. But if I was using it as a tag, I would slant my sled so that you could use that hole to put your ribbon in. But this time, I don't want that hole there because it's not a tag. It's going to go on the front of my card. So I just want to put it on here straight like that and glue it right down. And I'm going to attach my skates here, and I'm also going to put the greenery on here. So again, if I was using this as a tag, I would put it together the same way and just put my skates on top like that. And there's your tag. Now, it doesn't have a greeting on it. You could have put something on here. I could have had Season's Greetings maybe attached like that and had the skates up a little higher maybe. So that could be a tag. Well, a tag, say you don't want to use this tag as a tag on a gift. Let's take that tag, pick it up, and put it on top of our card. Perfect. It's a perfect way to make a card. So that's how this came about when I was making tags, because someone had said, I don't really need Christmas tags, Marg. So I said, well, they can be used for other things. So you can always take a tag and put it directly onto the front of a card. And it gives you a nice focal point. We'll show you another one that I made out of retired product that didn't start out as a tag, but I used a circle instead of the tag shape and did it that way. So I'm going to just slant these a little bit, and they can come right off of here like that. And then I'm going to put the other one the other way so you get both the colors. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue, and this could have been cut out on adhesive sheets. However, I don't want it all stuck down. So the adhesive sheets would have made that a little more difficult. And I can still do this with, just want to kind of make it so you can see the old olive in the back. Oh, I guess, oopsie, sorry. Not getting enough glue down here. I was just going to put a little glue on these guys, so they'd sort of stick down to my sled or down to the tag part. Okay, there. And then I'm just going to lay these on top. And I think I am going to put this at an angle on the front of my card, or I thought I would. I didn't want it straight up and down like that. I thought I'd put it at an angle like that. But should the skates be hanging this way? And then my greeting's going to go here. Or should the skates be hanging like that? That's the question of the day, isn't it? Well, I don't know if I like that. Maybe this shouldn't be as slanted. Well, I think I'll leave the skates off for now till we decide. So first off, let's go ahead and just glue this onto the front. I am going to use some dimensionals behind my skates and dimensionals behind my greeting. So this piece of Designer Series paper just has a nice border around it all the way around. Like that. Oops, sorry about my camera. There we go. We can do the inside while we're at it. So what I was thinking is, because the trees are like this, that's the way I would put this in, on the side, or maybe on this side. Maybe on that side. So I'm going to put that strip down first. On the side, like this. Now, for those of you that don't know me, if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Marg. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. And my business name is Creative Stamping with Marg. just see this is sticking out a little bit, so I will trim that little bit off. Okay, and then we can put this in. So I'm thankful that you're joining me today for the 8th installment. If you've missed them, they're all on my YouTube channel up to this point. And I appreciate your thumbs up and any comments you have, and I try to answer your comments and acknowledge them. Thank you for them. All right, let's move this out of the way. So I'm thinking my cards, why is that giving me a problem? I've got this too high, do I? There, it's all right. Okay, I do want to put this on at an angle. So I think I'll go ahead and put this on, and I'm going to just put it straight down. Now, it is embossed, so make sure you use a fair amount of glue to get it stuck onto your card. And I'm going to put it fairly high up, I think, because I want this to go across there. So that looks good. All right, got a real rattle going here. Then my skates, like I said, do I want them like that? I think that looks okay if they're kind of... Okay, so I'm going to glue the bow part flat down, but I want the skates to be standing up. So I'm just going to put a dimensional behind each of the skates. And if you aren't familiar with this sophisticated sled bundle, putting these skates together is like magic. The boot comes in one piece, the laces come in one piece, and the blades are a different die cut, of course. So you can make your skates one color, your laces a color, and then your blades. Oh, I forgot to put, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue behind the bow here. Stick this down. Just like that, I think. That makes me happy. All right, so there that is. So these are just so simple. They look so complicated, but they're so simple to put together. Stampin' Up! Was really thinking when they made these ones. All right, and there's my greeting, and I'm also going to put it up on dimensionals. So I'll just use 3 dimensionals across so it doesn't sag in the middle. And I am going to put my bow over top of that opening in the tag so it doesn't look like a tag. So I'm just going to put it like, I just have to look at my bow. I kind of think I want my bow to go on like that. And that just brings out the silver in the skate blades, I thought. I think like this is good. And I'm going to put a glue dot, prop those out, mini glue dot here, onto the back of my bow and stick it right over top of that hole there, just like that. So there it is, pretty simple. Now, I think that looks great. Focal point with your tag that I have there and your greeting, and then the inside. So there's our card put together very quickly using the DSP. I will show you another one that I made. This is using retired DSP, and I used the Latte Love set. So I stamped the cups onto the DSP. You can see the stamping on them, and die cut them out, but they're on one of the circles from Spotlight on Nature. And I also put it through an old embossing folder that had snowflakes on it. And this is retired paper, of course, and sentiment and ribbon and embellishments. But that, I think, turned out really cute. So it's not a tag, but it is that same kind of focal point where you've got something behind and your die cuts on top. And then this one just opens this way. So that was the other one I did. But if I was to take a tag from my tag workshop, and this is one of the ones we're going to make, very simple. But again, that could have gone on a card like that. Same way, just take my ribbon out, and that makes a quick and easy card front when you're using a tag. So that's just how my thought process went when I was creating this card for today's video, that we could use a tag and make it into a card. So there we go. All right. All of the dimensions for this card will be underneath the video. And I think that's it for week 8. So looking forward to week 9 next week on the Wednesday. I hope everybody has a super week.